Awesome date, September 15th, 2008. Awesome topic, an Xbox Live Trifecta podcast of amazement. This is the OSMcast. Hey, and welcome to the OSMcast.
Whoa, it's crazy.
Hi, I'm Basil.
I'm DJ Anabito.
And I am Lee.
And that's us.
The infamous.
The infamous Lee.
Yes, Lee is quite infamous.
Yes, in some circles.
Usually round ones.
I could say something, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I think I know what you're
Oh my
getting
god,
at.
no.
Anyways, we don't really have a world of awesome for you tonight, but if my memory serves me correctly, when we're recording sort of a week in advance, but the Monday that we actually release this, the 15th, is the 15th before Anime Weekend Atlanta, which we will be attending in full effect. All of us will be there.
Yes.
I'll be there, Beta will be there, Lee will be there, Eric will be there. We'll all be there. So, if you listen to this and are going to be any way, find us.
We'll see you there.
You'll get to meet the heroes.
That's right. I know I'm attending the podcasting panel, and we'll see what goes from there.
I may join in as well.
Well, screw you guys. I'm not going to the podcast
Well,
panel.
it's like, we're not on the panel, but we're going to the panel, and that might be good.
You just want to heckle Daryl Surratt. That's what you want to do.
Look, he's the most dangerous man in anime podcasting. And if you're going to take this seriously, you have to, face up to him like a man.
Yeah.
And then,
Coming for you, Surratt.
That's right.
You can smell fear.
Well, it's true, but he doesn't smell it often.
Yes, I'm
But-
sure he's scared after that rousing threat.
But if you want to beat us or anything, throw us an email, osmcast@gmail.com, or leave a message or comment on our website. You can even phone us. Our voicemail is area code 206-426-5063.
Holla at the awesome line.
And the awesome thing about the awesome line is we can air your call on air, online, and interact with you directly via our advanced technologies.
You might even make an Easter egg at the end of the podcast.
Who knows, or we might do a voicemail segment if you have actual comments and stuff that we can air and answer. And who knows, we might even release a couple episodes live at the show.
Well, that would be awesome.
Just because we can.
Yes. With this newfangled technology and internets, anything is possible.
That's right.
Thank you, tubular interwebs.
And also, thanks to the internet, we get the wonderful world of downloadable video games.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't noticed on our webpage, all of us are on Xbox, have Xbox 360s, and we all play on Xbox Live. One of the great features of Xbox Live, it has the Xbox Live Arcade. And it just so happens that last month, Microsoft had a big old month of awesome
Yes.
as far as stuff being put on the interwebs for you to download on their servers. Stuff like Braid and Castle Crashers and Galaga Legions, Bionic Commando Rearmed, and other stuff.
Yeah, they put Jade Empire there.
Well, isn't that been there?
Oh, yeah, that's been there, I think.
Oh, yeah, but...
People still should go download that game anyway.
And so, since the three of us have been playing a lot of those, at least three of us have been playing three of the games a lot. So we thought, well, really, Inabita has been bugging me,
Yes.
bugging my ass off about having Bionic Commando Rearmed on the podcast. And
It deserves
I'm,
it.
I'm just saying, man. Just because your Xbox was dead at the time it came out.
But it's back and works better than ever. And now I have a fancy, 120 gig hard drive for me.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways, we're going to talk about three of them tonight, today. Whenever you listen to this, we'll be there. with our games of Castle Crashers and Bionic Commando Rearmed and Braid. Not necessarily aired in that order. So, a long time ago, in an internet far, far away, there were some guys, and they made this website called Newgrounds. It was a haven for Flash-based atrocities and Flash-based achievements. All sorts of videos and games are on the site.
In general, it was a really good time waster when it was first around.
Oh, yeah.
And oddly, for some good trivia, it was actually originally a Neo Geo website.
Really?
That's why it was called Newgrounds. New Geo Grounds.
Whoa,
Huh.
did not know that.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, these same guys who started Newgrounds decided to make a video game on Newgrounds. They used Flash. It was called Alien Hominid, and it was really good. In fact, it did so well for them that they actually were able to make a console release and actually created their own, video game development studio called Behemoth. And Alien Hominid did it very well for them, and so they decided, we should make another game. And they decided it would be a game called Castle Crashers, which is what we're talking about tonight. Ostensibly, Castle Crashers is a 4-player local online side-scrolling brawler. Likes of Double Dragon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original arcade game, Guardian Heroes, Final Fight, Streets of Rage, that kind of genre.
Golden Axe.
Golden Axe.
Yep.
There's a lot of Golden Axe.
Especially with the medieval influence.
Reminds me a lot of Golden Axe, actually.
Yeah.
They also get to write monsters. Anyways, that's what it is. You go from side to side, usually from left to right, sometimes the other way around. And enemies come at you, you whack the enemies down, and you continue on. And that's pretty much the basis of the gameplay of Castle Crashers. But that's, of course, that's kind of like saying, well, Mario's a platformer where you jump on things. Castle Crashers is that, but so much more.
It's a typical beat 'em up, but it's got a few elements to it that separate it from everything else, really.
And also, the art's all in the Flash-based, and it's really wacky. It is just out there.
Yeah, it feels like you're playing a cartoon, which is... I really like that a lot, actually.
Yep. You got different weapons. You level up.
Yeah, the first thing you notice is the art style. Which was drawn by the artist Stan Paladin, who is the guy who's been doing the art for Alien Hominid and stuff. And he's got a very, very unique, cartoony, interesting art style. It's not quite, your usual American stuff. It's not quite, anime inspired. It's closest I can think of is stuff like, it reminds me most of Invader Zim, if anything. But it's still its own thing, and the first game was Alien Hominid, which is probably really where Alien Hominid was, a space alien, so it was Invader Zim, which I guess is where my brain draws comparison. But Castle Crashers, while it has some aliens here and there, is very much set in a medieval time setting, where some guys who are bad guys because they steal your giant crystal of your kingdom, they steal it away, as well as all your princesses.
And for some reason, your kingdom has many princesses of different, hair color, eye, and ethnicities lying around to be captured, which is a good game goal.
And thankfully, they happen to have 4 different technicolored knights that have decided to just rear up and go take those guys down, get their princesses back, and get back the giant freaking crystal.
True that.
And you play those knights. And it starts very, very quickly. I mean, they pluck you down in a room, you see a guy die in front of you. And
While you're rocking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you immediately go out and start charging in, kicking ass and taking names. Some of the neat things about this, while it is your beat-em-up brawler type, they do some things different, a little more RPG type stuff. You have your weapon, and you have different, a quick attack and a heavy attack. You also have magic. The neat thing is, like an RPG, your character levels up, and you can assign points whether you want stronger magic, whether it be stronger for attacking or being faster, more defense. You can customize the character as you like it, and it changes things. You can do more damage, you can take more damage, you can move around faster. Your match becomes larger and more damaging as it goes along.
And oh, does it.
Not only that, but you can also equip weapons. They have all sorts of weapons.
Anywhere between pitchforks and twigs and giant maces and
Lightsabers,
Yes.
maces, pitchforks, which was my favorite for a while. And as you go through the game, you obtain new ones. As you can beat enemies, they'll give you stuff. You can buy them in certain shops. They give you a item slot where you can buy, you can bows and arrows, bombs, awesome sandwiches that make you huge and bulky and
Yes.
They're like
super
Hulk-
strong.
they're
The
like
incredible Hulk bread.
Yeah, Hulk bread.
Which is kind of interesting because you get to a level where if you've never used the bread, you have no clue what it does. I thought it was like a life thing,
Same here.
like the potions. And you get to a point where these guys, and you see this door which you can't get through.
Which has a bread-shaped indent on it.
And then these guys, they constantly, whenever you kill them, as they come up to you, drop bread. And so you go, oh, maybe I should use the bread. And holy crap, I Hulk out, and I can then now rip the door off from its hinges.
Yes.
It
It's
only,
pretty
lasts,
awesome.
it only lasts for a few seconds, but you're like, oh.
It's totally worth it. You also, later on in that stage, you need the bread to destroy a boss. And it's pretty creative how they've decided how you need to use the bread. And you need to use it to get into another level called the Industrial Castle.
Yeah.
And if you sit there and try to whack at the door, it won't let you in. You have the evil guy teasing you, haha, you're not brawny enough to get in here. And then it's like, you eat the bread and you go into Hulk mode. It's like, what? What?
The guy freaks out and runs away.
Yes.
It's important because you can get to the level before you get the bread. And you can wail on the door as much as you want, and he'll just laugh at you. And then when you come back later, you're like, ah, I got the bread now. I'm going to kick your ass.
The whole
And
thing
boy,
is
did we.
just, I don't know, I think it's a creative, for the price you're getting this game at, you're getting huge amounts of levels, huge amounts of weapons, just all this crap thrown at you, and yeah, we still haven't gotten to the end of it. I mean, not that we've been, going too hardcore on it, but it is amazing, and you can see the creativity in just, I mean, it's not, you have your typical beat-em-ups, you have chase scenes, you have a part where you're fighting on top of a frigging carriage, marriage carriage, fighting off dudes swinging from branches and ropes trying to kill you. It is just a wild ride.
It's been a fun party game. It's been a fun party game to have everyone over and everyone play it, and everyone picks their individual knights on their Xbox profiles and help each other out to level.
It's definitely the most fun multiplayer. I have been playing single player, and it's pretty fun, but it's not nearly as much fun once you got some buddies over and some friends and
For
and
real.
really start rocking out with the game.
Unfortunately, the network code is kind of screwed up right now. I think you know more about that, Basil, than...
Yeah, apparently when it released, it drops people like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you can't connect to rooms together. The online is very, very janky. And apparently they were like, Behemoth went, okay, we're sorry about this, we didn't realize it was going to happen. And they're working on a patch right now with Microsoft. And hopefully in a few weeks, if we're lucky, by the time this podcast has already aired, it'll be fixed, and you can play online. It'll be just as much fun as playing local.
I just want to give a warning to those who were planning to play it online. There is a patch for it, or there's
Going to be.
a patch being made for it, yes.
And yeah, while this is a very old school style game, they definitely, they gild it to the lilies, very much so. So while it looks old, while it plays old school, even still it sort of looks old school, the look is very, very refined and huge. Like, you have giant characters, huge vistas. The background isn't just like parallax. There's actual things going on in the background.
Some of which you can miss as you're kicking ass, and other people have to go, oh, there are aliens back there messing with shit.
Or you might see a giant war scene in the background that you can't actually really appreciate because you're so busy pounding on enemies yourself.
Mhm.
Yes.
So it even makes for a good spectator sport game because you get to see all these different things that when you're playing, you don't notice.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also even more things. For like example, you also get animal orbs as companions, where each of them have different things. Like you might find like an owl that will pluck fruit from trees for you, or you might have a little circle orb thing that rams enemies for you.
Or a bat that occasionally drains blood from enemies. It's great.
And there's all sorts of ones you can collect. Not only that, you're not just limited to the 4 main characters, the 4 colored knights. You can in fact unlock new characters. You pretty quickly unlock the white knight, or the gray knight.
Man, he's going to be confusing to play, though, because a lot of stages have generic gray knights running around.
Mm-hmm.
Is he...
Yeah, you get used to it pretty good because you're the one actually controlling it. So
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll actually have your
Name
gamer
over.
tag and everything.
Yeah.
And you can because eventually you can unlock enemy types that you can play as. If you actually own the Alien Hominid HD game, you actually get Alien Hominid as a playable character.
Whoa.
In the game, and he actually uses he looks a lot like one of the aliens you see later on in the game.
Yeah, he uses ray guns.
He uses ray gun as a melee weapon and as his magic attack.
Mm.
Now that's another thing, is that every character has a different style of magic attack.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, I like to play the red guy who has lightning. Someone might play the green guy who has,
Poison. It's
Poison.
great. He goes...
I prefer to play the Orange Knight, whose power is based in fire.
You eventually get to just blow crap up. Go
and then the blue guy's got ice.
Which I want to try out eventually.
And the white gray knight has arrows he can call forth.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
And all these different characters have different abilities. So even if you're playing as different characters, well, the base stats might be the same. All the magic's different, and so you kind of want to try all these different characters out as you go through the game.
do the special characters level like the regular ones?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Every time you start a new character, you start at level 1, which kind of sucks. But as you level them up, they become progressively more stronger, able to handle more things, and the game's a lot of fun. There's a lot more depth to it than your average brawler.
I'd like to add that just because you're in a low level compared to everyone else, like I started one of our play sessions tonight on a low level character while everyone else was higher. It doesn't hamper you that much, and you can still romp around and kick some ass, even though you got to watch your health and stuff a little bit more.
And they also have a really interesting way, like because if you have potions, they'll revive you if you die while you have the potions. But you can run out potions while you're doing multiplayer. Even if you're dead, you can still come back. One of the other player characters can go near you, press the Y button, and they'll actually have a sort of a timed mini game where they're actually giving you CPR to resuscitate you to bring you back. And depending on how well you're good at the game, you might come back with little health or max health. So even if you die, you're not out, especially multiplayer, which I thought was really good.
Yeah.
But really, like I said, it's only $15 or 1,200 Microsoft points.
It is a bargain, man.
It's totally worth it.
Like, a lot of people complain, well, it's not $10. I'm not willing to spend actual money. Screw you all.
I'd pay
Forget
30.
you.
I'd pay 30 for this. I'm not
This
kidding.
is worth a $30, possibly even $40 game. This is a good game.
It's
It's very fun. If you only ever play by yourself on anything, maybe it's not for you. But chances are you can play with somebody, even online. It's fun, and you should totally give it a whirl.
Okay, well, I think that's enough about Castle Crashers. We're moving on to, my favorite part of the Trifecta, which is the Bionic Commando remake, Bionic Commando Rearmed.
Oh, that's such a wicked, wicked pun.
Anyways,
Play the music.
even longer time ago, in a world even farther, longer away, known as in the 1990s.
Not even that, 1988.
Oh, right, the 80s, yes.
In 1988, there was a wondrous gem of a game made called Bionic Commando for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
And it was,
Also known as the NES. But
yes.
It was first an arcade game.
It was first an arcade game, but the arcade
The
game sucked.
Yes, it did.
We will sweep that under the table and pretend that game never existed. And now, oh my god, 20 years later, this
Yeah.
game is 20 years old.
Yes. Did you know that apparently in Japan it was known as Top Secret?
Did not know that.
And in America they decided to make it a spiritual sequel to Commando. That's why it's called Bionic Commando. You notice how they have those overhead stages that are a lot like Commando but are not?
Yeah.
They added those in for the American release.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Though in Bionic Commando Rearmed, they actually kept those, which is pretty good. Nice of them.
Well, it's now known as Bionic Commando Japan, but they changed the name to...
I see.
Fit the series.
Yeah, it's kind of like how originally Castlevania was the American name, but not the Japanese name.
But it's kind of overtaken.
But it's kind of overtaken it because it's just a better name.
Exactly.
And the funny thing is the original Top Secret had to do with fighting against Hitler and Nazis, I believe. Or some sort of Nazi cult or something.
You had to stop the resurrection of Hitler, basically.
Right.
Which is kind of funny because if you played the American version of the NES game, I forget what they called him.
The Bads?
The Bads, something like that.
And he was some weird mustachioed guy.
And his character portrait just looked just like Hitler.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of some official artwork that didn't look like Hitler, but never mind.
The important thing was his head exploded when you beat him.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But for this rearmed 3D remake, they've kind of made a funny wink-wink, nod-nod to the non-Nazi English version and made it just the generic, evil guy.
He looks like M. Bison.
They have. He's now known as the leader, and he doesn't actually look like Hitler anymore. There's no... In fact, with the posters on the backgrounds of the stages and things like that, they've kind of made fun of
themselves
how it's trying to portray Nazis, but
yeah,
it's not really Nazis.
It's like, a guy goes, oh, in this Nazi pose, and he looks all fascist.
Exactly. It's very fascist, very red,
yeah.
if I may.
It's kind of interesting because the reason why this game was made was because there's this producer guy named Ben Judd, and apparently he has a total hard-on for Bionic Commando, which just makes sense because it was awesome. But
yeah, and why not?
Bionic Commando itself was actually way more popular in America than it ever was in Japan. Mm. And Inafune, guy who's sort of the Capcom's games guy, he did Mega Man and a bunch of other stuff. Like he's recently done Dead Rising and Lost Planet, and pretty much their dude. And Ben Judd's been constantly pushing out to do a Bionic Commando game. And apparently at some point, someone handed Inafune a card for EGM, the magazine, and apparently had a sprite of Bionic Commando for some reason on it. And he was like, "You're kidding me. You're right, it is popular in America, isn't it?" And he's like, "Yeah? Is this a joke? Were you just trying to have this happen?" "No. You've got a game. Make yourself a game."
Awesome.
Wow.
And so he went to, I believe they're Swedish, I could be wrong on the nationality.
I believe it is
the developer of Grin to make a brand new Bionic Commando game. It's a totally next gen, it's coming out next year. And apparently they decided, wouldn't it be really awesome if to promote it, let's make a second game that's a total remake of the original Bionic Commando. And that's what Rearmed is.
Yes, it's still side-scrolling. You still can't jump.
The basics of the game are still the same. They've only kind of taken the NES game and made it a modern gen game, which is what I like about it. But it's still kept the side-scrolling platforming aspects of it.
My God, it is brilliant to see those old NES stages in fully glorified 3D-ness.
If you played it when you were a kid or when you had the Nintendo, everything just feels familiar. I mean, I'm going to jump here, I've got to use my bionic arm to get to this ledge, etc., etc.
Even the color palette is the same.
Yes.
They just 3D'd it.
It's been great.
And let's not forget the remixed music. The remixed music is wonderful.
Yes. I think it was done by a guy named Simon Viklund.
Yeah,
who remixed it.
And apparently, I liked his opinion. His opinion was like, look, the music is perfect.
Yeah.
We just need to update it for modern standards. And that's what he did.
Yeah. Which was great.
Which is the entire game, is that it still controls the same. Mm-hmm. The way you use the bionic arm still works exactly like it did before.
Yes.
You just now get to do more with it.
But didn't they update the bosses to be a little bit more...
They did. Usually in the original Nintendo game, you went to what was called, I believe, a core, and it destroyed the core in each stage, and each time you progressed, it made it. They put soldiers in the way, or there was a boss in the middle that would block your shots to the core. In Rearmed, you actually have boss battles. You actually have robots and giant trolleys that you have to actually have to fight, and they're pretty in depth. I mean,
and they all have different uses for the bionic.
Yes, you
arm.
have to beat each. You're using the bionic arm, but in a different way for each boss battle.
Like one where you pull out, you can grab barrels in this version, and one of them is you throw barrels to weaken it so you can actually destroy it. Other ones you have to pull like screws out of it, and really neat stuff.
One other thing I like about, speaking of the improvements to the game, is you can actually upgrade your bionic arm, which allows you to actually grab onto enemies and pull them back and use them as human shields, or you can actually throw them off of the screen.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
It is pretty fun. It's pretty fun to do that. And, some other little touches are soldiers will actually fall over, then kind of fall off the 2D plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Fall down to the bottom of the screen and do nothing.
And what's one of the really great things is you also have local 2-player co-op.
Yes, co-op is fun.
And I really like how they handle it, because if you get too far, you don't have to worry about it. You're not trapped in the same area. They'll just split screen it, but only when you separate so far that you can't see both characters on the same screen.
And when you get back together, the screen kind of melds back together. It's really neat.
It'll zoom out to a point, and then it says, okay, you've had enough, split screen, and then it gets kind of confusing for me sometimes, because sometimes the 1P side and the 2-player side will switch with each other, and you'll get disoriented for a couple of seconds before you realize, oh, I'm playing on this side of the screen now.
But it's still a pretty innovative and functional 2-player, better than either trapping you or doing the Contra thing where, I jumped up too much, he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Contra 4 is awesome, but sometimes it can... Now, that's Contra, that's how it works, so you can't play too much. But much like Contra, this game is still Nintendo hard.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
In fact, normal is Nintendo hard. Hard is insane. And I don't even know why they bothered to put super hard in this game. Oh my god.
Aneurysm mode.
Yes, it gives me an aneurysm. I've beat it on normal already, which was pretty hard on its own. And I tried. Lee actually watched me try it on hard mode.
The first level.
I couldn't get past the oil refinery. The first level, I couldn't do it.
It's pretty hard.
I didn't have the power.
So that was on what the hard.
That was hard.
And
There's a super hard.
Super hard after
There's a
that?
super hard. I haven't even tried or cracked open yet.
Holy shit!
And
I'm scared.
What's amazing is tutorial levels are harder than the actual game itself.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Tutorial levels are hard, and they demand like pinpoint precision, which is unfortunately one of the sucky parts. Well, the Xbox Live Arcade version. The game's good. The 360 controller is not exactly the best controller to play this game with.
Not for Bionic Commando,
Really?
but it'll do the job. But the training rooms do show a bit of a challenge.
Now, admittedly, you can also get this game on PC or on
PlayStation 3.
PlayStation
Network.
3. Now, what's interesting is that on Xbox Live and PlayStation 3, the game's $10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On PC, it's $15.
Yeah. But they also plan to add a patch where you have extra training rooms and a few other extras for the $15 on the PC version.
Which is because they were like, oh, people are complaining because we're charging $5 more for it. Their first thing was, well, it's a PC game. Most PC games are already $20. You're already saving $5. And everyone's like, but it's still $10 on these two other ones.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to get extra content. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good enough. I stick with the Xbox version anyway. So
And I think there's some sort of online deathmatch or something.
there is. I haven't actually tried any of that yet. I'm not really sure how Bionic Commando Deathmatch would actually work, but
It's there.
it's there if that's your thing. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. You can grab onto barrels, throw them at your friend Bob if you really so desired to.
That might be kind of fun.
It might be. We'll try that.
Yeah.
We'll try that after the podcast.
We'll play Super Joe.
You can play as Super Joe, yeah.
Well, really?
I believe in the multiplayer you can.
Oh, okay.
Or after you rescue him, the second player co-op can play Super Joe, I think. If I'm not
wow.
mistaken. I could be wrong on that. But also I'd like to mention that a lot of things are enhanced over the Nintendo game, obviously. Instead of one shot, one kill, and you gather items to increase your hit points, you actually do have a life bar in this game. And instead of collecting items to increase your hit points, you just get, the general health power-ups, and that helps out things. You also get blue icons that increase your BCR, your Bionic Commando rearm score, which, you don't get to find out any of that until you actually beat the game and find out whether you sucked or not.
Really? That sounds interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of like, how Metal Gear ranked you at the end? This game kind of does the same thing, where it says,
cool.
This many kills, you picked up these many power-ups, etc., and this is your score. And then you get on the Xbox Live leaderboards and show off your EP.
Nice. Yeah. Mine will be very small.
But, yeah, mine is too. Hard mode. I can't do it yet. But one of the nice changes from the Nintendo game is, in the Nintendo game, you actually had to go in, pick which items you wanted to bring into a stage,
right,
and prepare for it. In this one, everything kind of follows you. You take all your weapons, you take all your items, so there's no need to go to a level, switch out, find out, oh, I should have brought the flares, or oh, I should have brought this communicator. It's all kind of put together in one for you, and you can actually just switch your weapons using the bumper buttons on top of the Xbox controller, which is pretty nice. It's a nice enhancement. I like that a lot.
But be careful. The bazooka will
kill
you.
The bazooka will fuck you.
Will screw
bazooka
you
will
over.
fuck you.
So don't point blank someone with a bazooka. It could
You
hurt.
will die. You will die. I have done it so many times.
I have to. Lee watched me do it many, many times.
Yes.
I'm gonna make crap. Oh wait, bazooka.
Or I'm trying to switch to a weapon from the revolver, and I end up hitting the bazooka instead. And I take out the enemy. I also take myself with me, though, which is the problem. And another change is the communication rooms. They've made hacking into the enemy network kind of a mini game.
Yeah.
It's like a miniature puzzle game. You have a ball and you have certain blockades, and they're all within a cube, and you have to navigate this ball into a goal. And once you hit the goal, you successfully hack the enemy network, and it rewards you by giving you a whole bunch of life power-ups at the end.
As well as the conversations with the enemy guys to give you hints on how to beat the boss that you're right in the face.
And show you how stupid they are.
Yes, that too, and they did get the heck out of here, you nerd. So,
yeah, I liked it how they realized that the actual translation by Commando was really, really hokey.
Mm-hmm.
And so they played on it.
They played on it. They used the same style to make it really funny.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm an idiot, stupid funny. It's actually clever in how they used it.
It made me laugh in the middle of it. They also made the Albatross hard. Holy crap!
Really?
It's really hard. The last level is completely different from the Nintendo game. It's divided up into 4 or 5 mini levels. You actually travel on the Albatross, and you have to shut down these certain power grids and flip these switches. And it's not just you drop down, shoot with a bazooka, and game over like a Nintendo version.
Mm-hmm.
They've made a whole new last level, and I had to get about 13 one-ups to make it through. Yes, wow. I'm not kidding.
And just watching you do that, I was like, wow, that's almost impossible. And you were like, hey, dude, we haven't even got to the hard part yet.
I know. It was, there is one area with moving platforms that fall out from under you, and moving platforms that will let go of your bionic arm, and with a bottomless pit that will kill you.
Well, I don't know if I can beat this game.
This game's hard, man.
I'm still having problems just,
I reiterate, Nintendo hard.
Beating Zone 6.
Mm-hmm. You haven't even cracked into it.
No, I haven't.
Wait till you get to Albatross. Oh my god, the Albatross level. Which is what we're bitching about. They did keep the head explosion at the end, and it's all nice and gory. Nice. Instead of in 8-bit pixels, you get a nice 3D rendering of the leader's head blowing up.
Which I did see the fact that this is an M-rated game. Why is it rated M? Oh, yeah.
The very end. That's the only reason why I got the M rating, which I thought was really, really funny, actually. Because you play it, why is this game rated so bad? What's wrong with it? And then you find out if you beat it.
I thought maybe it was because all the cursing you're doing as you're playing through the game, you should keep dying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always a good cursing. Like, even though you might be cursing up a storm, you're still having fun because Bionic Commando is awesome.
I was hoping that the helicopter girl would get naked.
I was too, but no. Unless you look on 4chan.
Ooh, I better.
Oh, you guys.
Helicopter girl is hot.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Going back to the difficulty, I know I can't shut up about it, but beating the game actually felt like an accomplishment, you know? As opposed to some of the other more modern games, which are a little easier.
You go,
Like, it's standard.
Sometimes it's good to find a game that reminds you that, you know, this is why we used to play video games.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Bionic Commando is definitely one of those.
Most definitely. They've definitely made it a better game. It's definitely improved upon the original, yet it's still managed to keep its familiar feel. Like I said, if you played the game originally, everything is familiar. You know where to go. You know what to do, what to latch onto.
Just nostalgia.
There's still no jump button, which is awesome. Because this game would be terribly easy if you had a jump button.
Though speaking of the hot helicopter chick, the reason why she looks hot is because of her awesome portraits.
Yes.
All the characters have awesome portraits.
Yes, they do. The game has art by Shinkiro, who does a lot of SNK stuff. If you played Capcom vs. SNK 2, he does all of the character portraits for that fighting game.
He's also done like a lot of the Fatal Furies. And
Yeah, I actually noticed that because like you see the character portraits of everyone as they talk. I'm like, this guy's style looks familiar. And I remembered he was in some fighting games.
But like they're all really well done.
Mm.
You know. And it's kind of neat to see. It's always, of course, the same few poses for everyone, but it sort of adds to the whole old school charm of it. But
Right.
yet still new, but now new school.
And I love the main character's, you know, badass. Oh, I'm gonna bring it. Oh,
Yeah, he's a badass. Rad Spencer will kick your ass.
Like it's going to be interesting to see what this new Spencer guy. I think Nathan Spencer for the new one.
Nathan Rad Spencer, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how he does, but the current, you know, Rad Spencer is really awesome.
Yes, he rules. And there's also one of the extras in the Rearm game is they give you a special code to unlock the original Bionic Commando outfit for the new game.
For the new game, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's a nice little touch, I thought. But overall, it just doesn't feel like a port. It's not. I don't really want to call it a full-on remake because they've changed a whole bunch of stuff with it.
But the core still remains.
The core remains. It just had a whole bunch of enhancements on it.
a huge overhaul on the. But it still remains true to the original source enough where
exactly. It's enhancement.
This is how remakes should be made.
Exactly. You can tell they just didn't slap it together. They put a lot of work into it, and they really cared what.
Yeah. You can tell they liked.
The game would think.
They loved this game,
Yeah.
and it shows.
Exactly.
Like I haven't played a game this good of a remake since it's kind of recent. Space Invaders Extreme, which was actually done by the now Square Enix owned Taito when they totally revamped it in very similar ways. Well, that's a different game for a different podcast.
I think we've already discussed that on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's also good. You should buy both of these.
Go for it. Speaking of which, it's only $10 unless you're a PC user, but
you get more stuff.
You get more stuff for the extra $5,
which we also just talked about.
It's also $5 less than Crashel Crashers.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, man.
And $5 less than the next game we're going to talk about,
Braid. Braid is sort of, I don't know, it's a different kind of class of game. It's a platform / puzzle game developed by a guy named Jonathan Blow, who dumped over 180,000 of his own cash into this game.
Well, that was over the course of several years.
Yes.
I mean, he's a consultant for video games, and at some point he's like, I can make my own video game. And so he started working on it.
So it's been a very gradual... It says 3 years of development, there's a lot of planning, and it came out on August 6th, and it won an Innovation in Game Design Award. But the important thing is I think of it as almost an ode to Super Mario Brothers. It's a very send-up of the platformer style, but they've added in this whole time theme to it. Like, starting out, there's Goomba-like enemies, you're running along, but you can't die. If you die, you rewind time to get back, and you can rewind time anytime you want by holding down the X button. And all the puzzles are based around rewinding time, and each level has a new time gimmick gameplay that fuels it, and it's really like I'd like to say it's really like an art game almost. That it's almost what would you say, sort of. It's got these pastel watercolor backgrounds.
Well,
and,
yeah, like.
The game's beautiful.
The game is gorgeous, and it's a platformer puzzler, and it's because as much as it is a platforming game, it is also a puzzle game because you can get through the levels pretty easily just go to level level, but the point of the game are those little glowing puzzle pieces you'll see as you're playing through,
and to collect those can be frustrating, hard, and really make you think.
And sometimes rewarding. Well, many times rewarding.
Yeah, many times rewarding. When you figure that stuff out, you're like, oh man.
Like, the point of it, from what I can tell, is that you'll see puzzle pieces in weird places in crazy situations, and you're like, oh man, this is nuts. How am I supposed to get this? Then you start thinking about it, oh hey, I can do this, and you try it, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but you can always go back. And that was actually one of the things that he was really big about, was he wanted to make sure that you didn't feel consequences.
And you didn't get stuck.
Yeah, so you wouldn't feel super frustrated. You might still feel frustrated because you may not figure it out, but once you figure it out, you can do it. And usually what you think is really complex might be really simple.
Mm-hmm. And to get something out of the way, the story behind the game is you're playing this guy named Tim who's after a princess that some monster has taken, and he's made several mistakes, it alludes to, and he lost the princess and he has to go find her. And you start out in the background of a city with either a blazing sunset or a fire or something in the background, and you enter a house, and the house is sort of like your overworld. And from there you go to each world, collect puzzle pieces, and to unlock the final world, you have to put each group of puzzle pieces into pictures together. And each level has a different theme to it. Like the first one's called Time and Forgiveness. It's actually marked as level 2, even though it's the first level you enter. And it's pretty much just lets you get used to the whole rules and the fact that you can rewind time. And getting a lot of the puzzle pieces in this level would be frustrating if it was a normal game and you didn't have the rewinding time, and sometimes downright unfair. Because you can go, like there's one where you have to, there's a pit and a cannon shooting Goombas out of it, and you have to time your jump just perfectly to get over the puzzle piece. But since you can keep rewinding,
Yeah. That is, you get to jump onto the Goomba type creature to gain a jump boost to get to the ledge, which has the puzzle piece. The game actually reminds me a lot of Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which was for the Game Boy Advance and DS, where it's actually very similar, except that you're Mario trying to get to a key in the next level. Mm-hmm. But it's sort of a puzzle game as well, because you have to do things in a certain order in order to be able to get to the key to unlock the door.
It's funny that you keep mentioning Super Mario and mentioning that as a platformer, because there's actually one level that's kind of an homage to Donkey Kong and Super Mario called Jumpman.
Yeah, kind of homage, nothing. That is an homage.
Yeah.
But it's interesting in that level because as you move forward, time moves forward, but as you go back the other direction, time moves backwards.
Yes.
But you can still rewind yourself while you're doing it.
It's kind of complicated talking about it, but it's you get the hang of it. But the thing is, since time is running backwards when you go left, if you stomp on an enemy and then go left, they'll revive because you've just rewound time.
Yeah.
And each level has time gimmicks like that. Like the second one has introduced objects that aren't affected by the flow of time, which, like...
things that are usually something glowing green. They're immune to actual time effects.
So no matter what you rewind, they'll still be there. Like if you grab a key and our key falls into a pit and you grab it and die, you can rewind and it'll come back with you because you have it and things like that.
The new time system is pretty interesting. You have to retrain yourself on how you play a traditional platformer game, because if you actually die in this game, you're like, oh shit, I died, and then it's like, oh wait, I can rewind time. Or if you miss a jump or something, you don't have to climb all the way back up. You can actually consciously remind yourself that, oh, I can rewind time and try that over again until I get it right.
And which is a big thing, because at first when you're playing, you're doing all those normal platform things where you're climbing back up, and then you go, oh shit, I can...
You get into habits.
Yeah. And
at some point, you can almost sometimes take it for granted, like, oh, I'll immediately do something, immediately, oh wait, I need to rewind that. And I'll do it again, because I didn't rewind enough to go back and try it again.
Yes.
And I'll sort of get myself to the loop that I'll have to stop myself, just keep rewinding, but that's my own thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I have to do that sometimes too. And the whole puzzle aspect is there's so many ways you can use time. Like in one level, you get a magic ring, which when you drop it, it'll slow time around you. So you can drop it on cannons to make the cannon fire go. But even more, you can drop it on top of a platform where you can hang in the air longer to get over a jump where you need a cloud to come out of the cannon. It's just, they're really crazy puzzles like that, which really make you think, you know, the whole Back to the Future. You're not thinking fourth dimensionally, Marty. That sort of thing.
They did put 31 gigawatts!
And I mean, for some people, your mileage may vary. You know, I know some people who beat the game in just a few hours, just after downloading it, because to them, their brain just clicked like they needed to. I know for me, it took me a couple of weeks. It took me a little bit longer since my 360 died in the middle of playing it. But that really, sucked. But anyways, the game didn't suck. And all the puzzles are neat. Like, he definitely took his 3 years, thinking about what puzzles would be good, what puzzles would be bad, and overall does a pretty good job of choosing the good ones. Occasionally, sometimes he's got a couple of stinkers, I think.
There are a few that stretch the rules a little bit beyond what I think were fair, but for the most part, I think they're really well done.
There is one puzzle piece, and actually the first level that breaks all the rules.
Yes, and to have that in the first level, I mean, I could forgive him if he put that in the later levels. I mean, it's in the first level, and there's actually no solution unless you collect other puzzle pieces first, so it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
One of the things about this game is as I was going through and thought, oh, well, obviously I'm going to get a new ability that I can take back to this level to gain some puzzle pieces.
And you don't.
You don't. Everything you get, everything you have going to level is what you need.
Except in this first level where there's some puzzle pieces, you got to get other puzzle pieces to make a platform out of.
Yeah, because you have to manipulate an actual puzzle, which will create another platform you can jump on, which they never tell you. Which that was the one thing I had to look back on. Because in no way did it really indicate that's what you're supposed to do ever, and they never use this idea ever again. Every time they sort of use it one more time, in that you find out after you beat the game, you can still collect stars, and the stars will give you an additional secret ending, which we'll get to in a bit. And you have to manipulate puzzle pieces in another puzzle before you complete the puzzle to activate a star.
And it kind of frustrated me because I only had to use a fact twice on this game, and that was one of them. The other, if you're interested, gets into the whole magic ring bit, some of which was, until you really wrap your mind around it, it's really hard.
But, it's one of the positives. The game is, in fact, like I said, gorgeous. I forget the artist's name. He actually did a webcomic for a little bit.
But it looks very different from a traditional game.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've heard some people compare it to an old like British Amiga game.
Mm.
You know, it's definitely not your normal art.
And instead of pixels and sprites or 3D models, all the levels are actually painted.
Yeah, they look like moving watercolors.
Yes, it's quite beautiful.
Exactly it.
And they're complemented beautifully by some really engaging, classical feeling, but yet almost stirring music. I really enjoy the music.
And they also do a lot of things with the music. Is the music also rewinds
When you rewind
when
time.
you rewind it, and sometimes they'll actually have things where if it will sound weird one way, but then you rewind it, you actually realize that's the actual tune. They've actually just initially started playing the music rewound. Now, the game is great. The puzzles are interesting. The gameplay is fun. And while I don't know about a replay value, unless you want to show off your thoughtful skills to your friends, I don't know if but the initial playthrough is definitely a lot of fun. However, this game is developed in two parts. The awesome part is the gameplay. The lame part is the actual story. Because the story is basically yes, Tim's trying to find a princess. That part was okay. The trick was that every time before you actually go into a level, there'll be some books. And in each book, there'll be a few paragraphs of text you can read. And yes, it is completely... You don't actually have to... You can still play the game and collect puzzle pieces by actually reading a book. But you're probably going to try to read it anyways. And it's some of the most pretentious, tepid crap that I've read in a long time.
Well, while I have to agree with you partially, I do think that they're trying to thematically set up stages, and sometimes it works. A lot of times, especially towards the later levels, it becomes more and more of, what are you trying to do here? And you seem to almost be... It's just really not necessary for the fluidity of the game.
It reminds me... It's like they want to make Tim like 5 different people.
Mm.
Because each time you go to a different world, you do see... I guess they're trying to show like different aspects of Tim's mind.
Mm-hmm.
In different situations that may or may not have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But... with the way it was written really, really bugged me. Like, it's hard to describe while on a podcast, but just if you ever read it, it's very hoity-toity, pretentious, and it's like you can just tell me a story. And it feels completely disconnected from the gameplay. And the one time, and I'll give him this, the very, very final stage, I will not explain what happens. Like, the very beginning is sort of Ico-esque in how they show it to you, and then at a point, they reverse it all around again, and they show you in a different... And one of the best ways of his mechanics I've seen in the game.
It's brilliant.
Is how they handle the initial ending, and I was really, really impressed. But the actual written stuff was baloney.
And the epilogue was full of more of that.
Yeah. And I guess since we've mentioned the epilogue, spoiler warnings. If you don't want to be the ending of Braid spoiled, then stop listening. Just kill the podcast. It's cool. That's all we're going to talk about.
Go play some Bionic Commando.
Go play some Rearm, play some Cash Crash, play some Braid. We'll see you at 80 Way. Peace.
Yes. Okay.
Engaging spoilers.
Wait. First, I have a message to you. No, I'm just kidding. Keep going. Okay, spoilers engaged. Go.
Okay, what happens is as you're going through the final level, it's actually you and the princess working together to, you might flip a switch to let her keep going. She might flip a switch to let you keep going. And you're working in tandem to get through the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very Ico-esque where you're working with with your princess as sort of a team way to outrace time to get together. And at the point where you finally climb up and you meet her, time freezes.
And you have to rewind time to see what actually happened.
For example, I was I paused. I was I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, okay, everything's stuck. I can't move. I'm clicking the controller around. I'm clicking the buttons. Well, let me rewind. And then I realized as I was rewinding, it was all I could do was rewind.
So it can show the narrative.
You can show the narrative. And what you see is, in fact, what has happened is the princess isn't helping you go through things. She's actively keeping you away. You're actually trying to get to her, and she doesn't want you there.
So every time you think that she flipped a switch to open it, see the real clue is that entire last world, which is labeled World 1, goes backwards. Enemies jump back into cannons instead of being shot out of them. Just crazy stuff. So this one, the final level, as you played it backwards, and when it rewinds, now it takes some liberties with how it rewinds, but it shows, her constantly, instead of opening things up for you, she's trying to trap you with trap doors and things, which you evade, and at one point tries to drop a chandelier on you, and what's amazing is what was supposed to be the monster that she's fleeing from is actually someone who she's trying to go to for help from Tim, the main character.
And it's kind of interesting because you realize as you're going through the time thing is you're seeing all these things you've seen previous levels all at once. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was like, oh, okay, so what you're sort of seeing, you're going through and you're collecting all those puzzle pieces, what's bits of the level, of you trying to get to your princess. But no, it was all these things, all these obstacles she was creating to keep you away. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was really interesting in the epilogue to actually build a castle that looks very similar to Bowser's castle. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of Mario imagery, There's a flag in the level. They tell you your princess is another castle every time you meet a world. And this one, it felt like, Leah mentioned, it's like you're Bowser. And it felt very much like you feel like you're the villain. You are the bad guy. You're trying to steal her away because you're blindly in love with her, and she's in love with you. And it's sort of the creation of the villain. Well,
that's what I thought when I first walked away. It turns out that the creator apparently, at least is the consensus, that he had a much deeper, layered actual ending, and that is the atomic bomb.
Yes, apparently the entire game is supposed to be an allegory to Tim's regret for helping develop the atomic bomb.
And there are little hints to it, like in the epilogue. There's, the quote from Oppenheimer and the whole, now we are all sons of bitches, and there are little things in each level which in the opening little paragraphs, which some people say can be linked. I frankly can't see it very easily. But there are discussions of it, and pretty much the consensus has been, Tim's a scientist working in the Manhattan Project, because they talk about Manhattan, and the princess he's looking for is the final needed information to complete the atomic bomb.
And I don't know. Again, the way they write all of it is in an extremely pretentious voice. Mm-hmm. Like I was just banging in my head against the wall, like, shut up, blow, shut up. This is stupid. And it's really annoying because the rest of the game is so ingenious.
Yeah, the rest of the game is so brilliant that while I can't really fault him for wanting to do that, I just wish he hadn't.
It feels like he's throwing red herrings left and right, trying to keep you from realizing this deep message when all he did was obfuscate it. He didn't actually really insert it.
Yeah, it really feels like that. Everything is very, very open-ended, which I guess is good because you can almost ignore the fact that, because I really didn't know until I went online after beating it that it was actually atomic bomb. In fact, I believe I talked to you after Haas one evening after the.
Because it was the big to-do. Everyone's like, sure about the ending of Braid. It's the atomic bomb. And it's really sad because, as I said earlier, one of the neat things about Braid is that it seems so complex, but really the actual answer is very simple. The actual ending of the thing is the exact opposite. It could be very simple, but tries to be very complex about it. And I think if the creation of a villain would have been an excellent ending to have, but no, he decided to shoot for the moon, as it were, but not that awesome Gurren Lagann way, but no, as a lame I'm doing an allegory to the Manhattan Project.
I was just the whole reveal at the last level, which is probably as deep as most people will get, which is thankful, was so much of a better
actual ending.
Yeah,
and even in the game, it's like Tim has seen all these things, and it still confuses him. but he thinks he can get the answers. Like, oh, it's obviously, oh yeah, because you made it intentionally confusing. This wasn't interesting. This wasn't deep. It was intentionally confusing, and that was stupid. Of course, we're giving him exactly what he wants by talking about it, but whatever. No one actually listens to this podcast.
Hey! I'm gonna kick you.
But
I listen to the podcast.
I listened to. I was the biggest fan until I joined, and then I can't be a fan anymore.
that's true.
But I think Jonathan Blow deserves, lots of praise for what he did. I just don't enjoy that particular facet of the work.
Well, and again, let me first say this is an awesome game. I really enjoyed playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the actual ending. I pretend it's the actual ending. And I don't really think you should spend the $15 and buy it. I think what he tried to do is, I think he realized that because this game doesn't really have the replay value, the other games, because it's a puzzle game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's how you do these actions and how you think through these levels is the actual game. I think he decided to make a really controversial ending to slap onto it
More than likely.
in order to, to keep discussion of it, so hopefully more people would buy the game after its initial release.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, all those books and stuff are just like right in front of the levels.
Right.
Like, they have nothing really to do with how the actual game plays and how the actual gameplay works.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was showing the game off to developers and stuff during conferences, which is how I found out Braid, was he was showing off all these interesting ideas on how to use time manipulation and how he's using this platform. And I was like, holy crap, this looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I bought the game for. I didn't realize I was getting a really crappy story on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
I could live without the crappy story. and then again, that final level was really, really good. Like, I really hope you didn't spoil yourself by listening to this podcast.
Shame on you if you did,
Because just like, thankfully Lee didn't say a word because he was there when I was beating it to help me push me through. And I just, that moment when time froze, I saw the princess. I was like, okay. And then I started winding time, and I jaw dropped. I was like, this is monumental.
Yes.
He's an asshole.
This.
Yeah, the guy that you've been playing and empathizing with is actually a stalker guy. The whole fact about that just goes, you go, damn.
Like, and just the way he presented it, and using his time manipulation gameplay mechanic to actually tell the story.
Exactly. It was brilliant.
It was the
pure
merging
brilliant.
of gameplay and storytelling through the actual playing of the game. And it was a wonderful implementation that I wish he had actually bothered to do. Like, I really wish that he would have downplayed a lot more of his crappy writing and story and did more of that. Like, that was really good.
Personally, for me, I only played the demo. I couldn't really get into it. I didn't really like the platformer, yet it's still a puzzle aspect of the game. I thought I solved a few of them, got frustrated by a whole lot more of them, and I liked reversal time for a little while, and then I had to get used to it. And like I said earlier, that I had to retrain myself to play this platformer game with this time reversal element, and it's not really my thing, but I can see why the game's awesome. I mean, it's beautiful, and it introduces a whole lot of new elements that could be used in future games, but it's just not my cup of tea.
And that's the thing when you're going to download this, is you have to realize that it may not be your cup of tea. You have to be able to, want to try out a new...
Definitely download the demo.
download the demo.
Even me, who's saying that it's not for me, I'm not saying the game sucks, because it's a great game. I enjoyed what I played of it, but it's just too left field for me.
In summary, if you want a game with friends, get Castle Crashers. If you want an awesome game to play, get Bionic Commando Rearmed.
Yes.
If you want a game to sort of think, get Braid.
Yeah.
But really, spend the money, get all of them. I mean, together, that's what, $40 total of content?
Yeah.
That's a crap load of awesome game,
Mm-hmm.
of different kinds, than you'll spend on most new releases
like 60 or whatever
on most video games. Like
Exactly.
even like most PS2 games now release for $40, and you're getting way more than your average PS2 game, and more than your average 360 game, which is usually $60.
It is definitely worth the buying all three of them.
So yeah, go out, buy them. I'll see you anyway. Peace.
later. I'm out. My name's Lee.
Awesome, Dave.
Whoa,
I
crazy!
approve of this podcast.
Do you?
Okay, start it.
Awesome date. No, this has been the OSMcast. If you want to learn more about us, or if you liked us, check us out on the web at OSMcast.com and leave a message or comment in the comment section.
OSMcast. So awesome, only 3 letters can contain it.
Or you can leave us an email at osmcast@gmail.com. Or you can even send us a voicemail at the Awesome Line, area code 206-426-5063.
Bye-bye.